If you're like me, you love to go to restaurants for the different kinds of food. When the pandemic hit, we had to switch to ordering takeout. Takeout is great, but it creates lots of waste, especially those styrofoam boxes the food arrives in. I started noticing the amounts of food containers that would get thrown. Food and food packaging wastage was already a problem for the US before, but with this pandemic, the problem escalated even further. The Green Restaurant Association states that average US restaurants create 100,000 pounds of waste a year. Foodprint.org says that together, restaurants in the US create 22 to 33 pounds of waste a year. According to the EPA, about 45% of US wastage is food and food packaging. Remember that some of these materials can even harm us too. Well, we need a solution, and fast. Hi, I'm Mahale, and I'm going to talk about restaurant food packaging and how we can reduce its impact on the environment and human health. First, let's talk about what materials are currently in use for food packaging and the effects they are having. Some of the most commonly used materials are polystyrene foams. Straws and clear containers are often made of the rigid form, while plates, cups, and clamshell containers, typically colored white, are made of the foam version that we think of as styrofoam. Both are lightweight, inexpensive, and waterproof. The problem with both types of styrofoam is that they are not biodegradable and made from non-renewable petrochemicals. Current recycling processes for it are expensive and resource-consuming. Most cities do not offer recycling facilities for styrofoam, which exacerbates the pollution problem as they build up in landfills or in oceans. Food chains are being contaminated as they are consumed by animals and marine life. In the end, we, humans, can also receive these detrimental effects. These chemicals can leach into our food. The World Health Organization considers styrene as a probable carcinogen. It can cause multiple kinds of cancers. It can also cause hormone disruption and damage to the nervous system, liver, kidney, and thyroid. Luckily, there are many better alternatives. Some of the most obvious are the reusable materials like glass and metal. They are durable and keep food well preserved. They may not be reusable for takeout, but they make great dine-in choices. Some containers are biodegradable, compostable, and made from renewable resources, like PLA paper and bagasse. PLA is a thermoplastic, often corn-based. It has a smaller carbon footprint. Bagasse fiber products take shorter time and less natural resources to produce. They show higher performance in certain aspects of food containment. They are also microwave and oven safe. I recently launched a survey with 42 participants to study consumer awareness. Most participants felt that styrofoam should be banned. A majority of them knew that it could cause cancers, but only 10 knew about food chain poisoning. As for the alternatives, many selected bamboo fiber, sugarcane packaging, and edible glassware. Some followed the recommendations of the Green Dining Alliance and Project Green Fork. Based on this research and the community's beliefs towards the issue, I believe we need to spread more awareness and promote the alternative choices. How can this be achieved? Many organizations like the National Restaurant Association guide restaurants to implement sustainable practices. Others, like the Green Restaurant Association, recognize and score restaurants based on their eco-friendliness. Some, like the Surfrider Foundation, do both. This will help the restaurants, the consumers, and the ecosystems. The responsibility also falls onto us as the consumers and community members. We can be a part of local groups to raise support, make and sign petitions, or reach out to our local government officials. Using these methods and others, some countries like India and Taiwan, US states such as Maryland, and cities like San Francisco and Chicago have done away with the polystyrene food containers. We can start by visiting restaurants that follow sustainable practices and by carrying our own reusable containers wherever possible. After all, it starts with us. We can put change into motion, one home, one city at a time, to help keep our planet and ourselves safer and healthier. Thank you.